UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up, put the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach, and the bench deep. Right. Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Yep. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Right. Defense, hunker down for the tie. Hey, hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Found guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. Yeah. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Right. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back, like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We doing a little bit different around here.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape, the tape.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape, the
Shut up
tape.
and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro.
Grind.
Grind the tape, bro.
Grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
Just in time.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guide Network on a fabulous Thursday evening. Hey, we got a saying around here. Last show, best show. All right, last show of the week. At this point, I feel like we've produced about 25 hours of content. Lord knows how many film studies. We've been live Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So here we are, rounding out the week. Last show, best show. And despite the fact that I have had a routine on this network for about 2.5 years now, I still almost forgot the microphone right before the show, so that's what you just saw, okay? Because football brain, ADD brain, your boy be forgetting stuff, but no, I don't forget to show up and show out on last show, best show. We got a loaded one for you as always. We got Unless It Doesn't Happen on a fine Thursday evening. We've got rating the predictions. How do you feel? We're going to circle back on some of our bigger predictions on the week, headed into this weekend slate, and let you know how we feel on those things. Maybe you take that advice and I don't know, call a bookie on it. I don't know. Who knows? What are you watching this weekend? We'll tell you what needs to happen this weekend, what big time moments and things we're paying attention to with regards to, there might not be a bunch of 1v2s this week, 1v3s this week, but there's a lot of potential playoff football teams that still got a lot of questions around them, and we'll pay attention to we'll tell you what we're paying attention to this week, and much, much more. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button and firing off in the chat if you're a first time viewer tonight. tonight. Welcome in. It'll be a loaded one for you, so buckle in. Let's go to work. Hey, word of the day, boys. Generational talent. I guess that's 2 words.
That's 2 words.
Generational talent, okay? Seems that everybody's all a fuss about this type of topic. Most notably, First Take. Now, Ryan Clark got eviscerated today on social media for not, or kind of stepping into a category of a take and not having enough time on First Take, in my opinion, to really explain what he was talking about, because I thought it was obvious there's a very difference, a staunch difference between generationally talented and generationally great. All right, there's a very strong difference between those two, and I don't think they did a good enough job explaining the difference, right? Generational talents, generational greats. Not all generational talents become generational greats. Not all generational greats are generationally talented. All right, I thought this was obvious in the sporting world. For every, Bryce Underwood, Caleb Williams, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Andrew Luck, Warren Moon, John Elway, for every one of these generationally talented greats at the, talents at the position, there are guys that became generational greats that didn't necessarily have all these elite wow traits, right? There's Tom Brady's, there's Drew Brees's, there's Peyton Manning's, right? There are the occasional generationally talented human beings that ultimately go on to become generational greats. I think John Elway fits this category. I think Pat Mahomes fits this category. All right, but this is the hole that I think a lot of people step in with regards to the quarterback position. The quarterback position is not all about how talented you are. It is the correlation to success and winning and being great at the position is not directly tied to how talented you are. It is a decision-making position. It is an accuracy-based decision. It is all about a whole bunch of things other than how big, fast, strong, well do you throw it, okay? There's a lot of he do it really, really well in shorts and T-shirts that don't go on to be he does it really, really well in actual gameplay, okay? There is no doubt in my mind, if you actually saw Caleb Williams throw a football in person, you would walk away saying, yep, that's 1 in a million. They ain't going to make too many like that. All right, but that doesn't mean he's going to go on and win at the rate that a generational great does. I thought this was obvious, guys. Oh, hello, voice crack. I thought this was obvious, guys. I was kind of shocked to see the internet jump on this one a whole bunch today.
Yeah, and I think the conversation really got off the rails when Stephen A. talked about how production makes you a generationally great talent. That couldn't be further from the truth than you just listed it out right there. I think we can all agree that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, probably not one of the greatest talents to ever step foot on the NFL field. And he doesn't have to be because he was great everywhere else. So longevity, decision-making, pre-snap reads, stuff that doesn't necessarily require talent as God-given talent from your
By the way, at the quarterback position, there's a third category, right? There's generationally talented, generationally great, and then for me, generationally unique, okay? That would be the Michael Vick, Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson category. And the fact that Lamar Jackson is by far, in a way, the best pure passer of all 3 of them is the reason why he will be the Hall of Famer, and the other 2 would have been unstoppable in their primes, okay? But those are generationally unique. They will come once in, 10, 15, 20 years, all right? Just like the generationally great will. The generationally great comes once every 10, 12, 15 years. I think I was very, very lucky to have grown up with an NFL world where Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady were fighting it out in their prime. Like, I know 2 of those were in the AFC and 2 of the NFC, but like this word generational does get thrown around quite a bit. But I'm with it. Like, what else are we supposed to use to connote this is a very unique, once in a long time type of talent?
I feel like you get far more of these types of players, as far as like the generationally great players in football, more than any other sport. Because I feel like in order to accomplish that feat of like being generationally great, you have to be almost generationally talented in basketball or baseball. I think there's something about you that separates you far and away from the other ones. That's why you're considered one of the generational greats. So I think it's interesting. And I think it's because like there's so much more that goes, specifically for quarterback, like there's so much more that goes into playing that position. Like you can be a small forward, shooting guard, point guard, whatever. Like if you can get a bucket, it doesn't matter. But when it comes to playing quarterback, there's so much of a cerebral side of it as well.
Yeah, I think quarterback might be one of the most nuanced positions in all of sports when it comes to measuring your success. Because look, the running back, the wide receiver, the O-line, we don't measure greatness by what they do in rings. No one's going to talk down on Derrick Henry's career because they say, yeah, you know what, he didn't win a ring though. But if Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or any of these other guys go through entire careers and say, yeah, they were great, but they didn't necessarily win a ring, there it is.
Oh,
man, that was rough.
It was.
But no, there's so many more nuances to which we measure talent, to which we measure success at the quarterback position, that I think talent is such a small, minute factor of it. To say someone's a generational talent or not is honestly, it's pointless in my opinion, because it doesn't affect what they are as a quarterback. And the idea that, you know, we've labeled Arch Manning as this is so interesting to me. But
yeah, I mean, I thought he was like borderline. He's like a 1.5%er. You know what I mean? I think he's really, really physically gifted.
Yeah.
But everything about him from a will he be a generational great standpoint was supposed to be neck up. And then I'm very curious, not to transition into our next segment, which we might as well. In terms of what I'm watching this weekend, I don't even know who they play. It's a mid-major. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But I'm going to turn on Arch Manning tape this week to see if them mechanics are still poo-poo. Because that was concerning last week, okay? Now I feel like it's become a national topic. I feel like now that 70,000 people have watched that film study, shout out to you guys. Hey, golf clap for this place. I mean, my Lord. Now that like 75,000 people have watched that film study, now it seems to be a talking point on ESPN and the national brands of, hey, what was going on with those mechanics? I've even seen some people speculate that he might have been hurt. They were so bad. So there's a lot going on there that I'll be paying attention to. What are you watching this weekend?
Well,
or continue the topic. I mean, I'm fine with you being a professional conversator right now.
I'll say, before we go on to any other what I'm watching for, are you going to learn anything, though? Because if Arch Manning comes through and he plays a mechanically flawless game and all these things, is that not just...
I'm going to learn that the nerves got to him.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to learn.
But if
he comes out and looks like the guy I studied last year, clean. Like, we know it's a nerves thing. He will grow out of that. If he comes out still leaning heavy left, cutting it off, like being like all kind of funky within the pocket with his lower half and leaning like that, then I'm going to think like, A, we got worse this offseason, or B, we are maybe hurt. Like, so we got a shoulder side. Like, bro, he went from a very clean mechanical thrower to a person that is overstriding. A Manning should never overstride. Like, and I'm not to be too nerdy about all that stuff, but that dude has been like mechanically molded since he was probably 8 years old throwing the football.
Yeah.
So he's either hurt or wet down his leg. And if he wet down his leg, he's going to grow that out. If he's hurt, then maybe he's hurt. But if it's just this is who he's going to be this year, that's concerning.
Yeah, I was thinking of it as also it's really good when things are going right, but when things kind of break down, you have to be a generational talent and make plays. Things go astray there. So that might mean, I don't think you're going to necessarily learn that way. I think they're playing San Jose State. But a thing I'm going to be paying attention to, I think that this Baylor SMU game is going to be very interesting for me because SMU is a top 15, I think they're ranked 16 right now.
17, I think.
Formidable ACC opponent, going to play Baylor. I want to see what kind of fight Baylor gives SMU. And I know transitive properties doesn't exist in college football.
This is Auburn good game, huh?
It literally is Auburn good game. Because we all came in that game thinking, ooh, wow, this could be a really big problem for Auburn. They ended up handling it soundly. Jackson Arnold ran all over the field on them. I want to see what happens with SMU and if they can do the same, because the Jennings kid is also not as much as Jackson Arnold, but is a multifaceted runner.
That's tough. Like, if you're SMU, you watch Jackson Arnold slice that defense up with quarterback run. You would imagine all Sunday evening and Monday correction period for Baylor this week was, hey, we're going to stop quarterback run if we ever see it again.
Definitely.
Well, you're going to see it again this week, and maybe not 18 times, but Kevin Jennings is going to have a design run or two on Saturday.
For sure.
Maybe 4. Maybe 5.
It'd be malpractice not to after what they put on tape.
Especially depending on how tight that football game is.
But yeah, if Auburn gives SMU a fight, or if Baylor gives SMU a fight, that's going to be very interesting. Okay, maybe Auburn is legit, but if they get crushed, I'm still not bullish on Auburn at that rate.
Just looking for a way to be skeptic. Is that what we're doing?
Or looking for a reason to believe or be skeptical.
Yeah.
A bit of a wild card for me, maybe, but I'm going to be watching to see if Missouri had 2 legitimate quarterback options this offseason. Sammy Horn was named the starter, and until he had a very horrible injury in that first game. He was set to be the starter for them, but then in came Bo Pribula, and I understand who the opponent was. I understand that this was not a conference game or anything like that, but he came in and threw for, I think it was 248 yards for Missouri. So I think that this week we have the opportunity to see against Kansas if this was like a serious, like tough option, not just, because I think that Bo Pribula could end up being like, hey, we actually had two really good options, it turns out, because Bo Pribula is delivering for us, and certainly if he wins this weekend and he has another solid performance, I think you could find out that Missouri had quite a few options, or at least two really good options in that quarterback room this offseason.
It's obviously the primetime football game, so everyone's going to be watching it, but I am specifically going to be watching the matchup between a young, talented quarterback in Bryce Underwood and whatever Brent Brett is going to throw at his butt.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be a lot of chaos. I would imagine a lot of simulateds, a lot of bluff coverages, a lot of disguise. It's going to be a lot of chaos for Bryce Underwood. And guys, if he comes out of that football game clean, if he comes out of that football game confident, and if he goes out there and shines, I'm going to tell you what, Sunday evening, we're going to be coming in here talking about how great this football player is. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to keep it down. Because if you survive a Brent Brett system, all right, and that defensive line that I think is going to try its best to eliminate most of that run game, or at least give you a problem to where Bryce has to throw the football, if he gets out of that game without a, oh my God, you didn't see that guy type of mistake, watch out. Watch out college football in general for me, because he's only going to get better. This is start 2, and this is a real quarterback test. It's not about whether, like, Ohio State's going to be a far bigger test from a talent and difficulty standpoint, how much they create chaos, but this is a good little litmus test week 2 for this football player.
I'm
going to be paying attention to how DJ Lagway looks against USF.
Yeah.
I know that USF is probably not comparable in talent to what Florida is, but LIU was such a nothing game that I feel like there was nothing you could really take away from that. How much he developed from his first full year as a starter, how the injuries look, all these things. I'm going to be watching this one to actually see, because there were some mixed reviews about, hey, his QBR for this game was really bad, but the completion percentage was high. I think he was 15 for 18 at 150 yards. So I'm going to be interested to see, because I feel like this will be the first week where we can learn at least something about DJ Lagway.
I'm going to be paying attention to Utah's offense against Cal Poly this weekend. And the reason why I say that is I want to see if this offense can be explosive, because what I'm learning about the Big 12 is that there's some really good quarterback play and there's some really good offenses in this conference. And while I picked Kansas State to win the conference, I'm kind of teetering off of that as the weeks pass by. But I mean, you look at TCU and what they're doing with Josh Hoover. I know that we think that UNC is a bad football team, but that offense looked really good. Rocco Becht is looking good this year for Iowa State. Sawyer Robertson looked good for Baylor in their loss to Auburn. So if we are thinking that Utah is going to return back to contending for conference titles and they are going to be a legitimate threat in this conference, I need Devin Dampier to be one of these explosive playmakers in this conference, because I think that's what it's going to take if you want to take that conference championship and ultimately be in the college football playoff.
Kirby mentioned paying attention to what DJ Lagway and Florida's offense is doing this week. I think you got a toughness test this coming to town this week against South Florida offensively with what Byron Brown can ultimately do. That's what Boise State failed last week. They failed, hey, there's a 6'5", 245-pound monster over there running downhill. What are we going to do about this? Florida's going to have to figure that out. So I think we're going to have at least a speed and a toughness test this weekend, because if I know anything about South Florida and Alex, Grinch down there, they're going. What's the head coach?
Alex Grinch is at UC.
Golish. Alex Golish. My bad. If I know anything about Golish down there, all right, they're going to be physical on the lines of scrimmage and they're going to be fast. All right, so we're going to find out about Florida in those departments before they really get into the meat of their schedule.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think the defense was the biggest question for me going into the season, and that was period point blank because of what the spring game looked like. I just didn't know what the takeaway should be. I didn't know if that offense was just that dominant to where they could have receivers go for 200 yards, or if the defense was just going to be that bad or that porous. I don't think they are as bad as they showed in the spring game, but this is certainly a big test for you in stopping the run.
I took a shot at a mid-major there. Here's the notes. Ask Alabama, that USF squad ain't no walkover. You might beat them, but they won't roll over. Not like UAB. Ooh. Yeah, you get UAB down 28-7. You might beat them 45-7. You get USF down 28-7, look out, because they're going to still throw punches. Mm-hmm. All right, it ain't. Not all mid-majors are created equal, was the point of that note. Sorry, my friends over there in Birmingham. I'm watching Darian Mensah, and I'm praying to the football gods. Please allow him to survive Gabe Jackas, the edge rusher from Illinois, and allow my man Mensah to rip for 450 yards, please, so I can bring this to the people, so I can put this up on the board and say, look at this guy. He's an NFL quarterback, because I think that's what he is. All right. But he's a Duke Blue Devil. All right, so I really got to survive this weekend at Illinois. If we survive this weekend at Illinois, playoff picture, bang, Sunday evening, Darian Mensah, you gon' love it. He's a dude. I'm watching it, and I need it to happen this weekend, boys.
This is that one where
this is the way. It's so early. It's so early. I mean, y'all already took a tumble with K-State.
Yeah,
we can't be going down right now, Mensah. I even tweeted at him. You know what I think would be gangster? He dropped 450 on the head top and then retweet, quote tweet, I got you, my boy. I got you, my boy. I need it. I need it bad.
Man, if there was a better time for the Brooks curse to end, it would be for Darian Mensah to go ahead and shatter it and say, no more. It doesn't exist.
Hey, last week was not a good week for the Brooks curse. And thank God, because that LSU...
Hey, LSU pulled through.
They did.
Yeah.
I was worried that
LSU pulled through. It was looking a little hairy early for Elon and Duke, but then my boy Mensah lit it up. So we good on that one. Oh, it was bad on Bama. I think we were 2 for 1 last week on the Brooksy curse. We'll have to test that theory at the end of this show.
We saw something very embarrassing on Monday night, and it's something that I'm going to pay attention to this.
Are you talking about Jennifer Hudson wearing Bill Belichick's Super Bowl ring? Is that what you're talking about? Because that was embarrassing.
It was adjacent to that.
Oh.
It was just what UNC put on the field, coached under Bill Belichick.
Perpendicular.
Yeah. They got Charlotte this week, and I'm very interested to see if Bitpoji's ghost can summon some chaos for Coach Belichick.
Honestly, I don't even know who the head coach is. No, I got buddies on that staff. I was about to root for their downfall just for firing Biff Poggi or politely asking him to leave, but I got too many buddies on the staff, so I kept doing that.
But no, I'm going to be paying attention to that because I do want to see what this UNC team is made of. Because we've seen teams have bad week ones. We've seen teams coaching debuts not look good out the gate, and we've all kind of buried them. I want to see if this UNC team is genuinely bad or if it's just, hey, very rough first week. You caught a TCU team that's got a really talented quarterback, and they just gassed you.
Again, maybe a little bit of a weird one on the surface level for me to be watching this weekend, but I am going to be watching Syracuse versus UConn. I kind of caught my
Huskies, baby.
It kind of caught my attention when Syracuse was only favored by 6.5, because I think the UConn that people remember is a UConn. It's like, oh, that football program exists. Yeah, it exists.
See. If y'all not been listening to your host over here all offseason telling you about
I have. I'm just saying
sarcasm.
I believe you. I'm saying most people, though, when they hear UConn football, they're like, well, that practically doesn't exist. But more so paying attention to this game because I think it is going to kind of give a good indicator of, is Tennessee going to be better than they were last year, or was Syracuse that much of a layover this year? Because I personally kind of expected Syracuse to take a pretty decent step back this year. They lost like 3 of their top wide receivers, including their starting tight end, and then 2 other wide receivers that one of them almost went for 1,000. One did go for over 1,000. So I just think that offense doesn't have the firepower that they did last year. So I think this is a good test of, is this like Tennessee beating up on NC State last season, or is this a sign of Tennessee offense is back to where they belong?
I'm going to be paying attention to Vanderbilt versus Virginia Tech. Not because I care about transitive property here, but I think a Diego Pavia versus Kyron Jones matchup has the opportunity to be a absolutely electric game. 2 playmakers, 2 guys that aren't opposed to making mistakes, will put the game in their own hands in Blacksburg. Exciting environment. SEC versus ACC. I'm just going to be watching that game just because I think it has the potential to be great. So I'm going to be paying attention to that one.
I'm interested in Austin Simmons' first road start. No doubt about that.
Absolutely.
I want to see what this looks like. And we got some final thoughts on this a little bit later, but I'm very curious to see what it looks like for him on his first true, I don't know if it's going to be a true test because we don't know what Kentucky truly is just yet, but very, very curious to see what that looks like. Anything else? I got one more thing I'm watching.
I got one more, and this one's simple. I'm going to be paying attention to Oklahoma State versus Oregon because this is the exact type of game Mike Gundy can make ugly for you.
Yeah.
They've been running that mouth, though.
He had been
boy.
running that mouth.
That's never a
I
good.
do not love that at all.
No, I don't either. That's shown to not be a good recipe against Dan Lanning.
No, you don't talk about that guy.
But then again,
not before a week that you're about to play him. You don't talk about him, period.
but to play devil's advocate, you don't talk about Bama in the offseason and get out alive with that one. So
But
maybe times are changing.
maybe times are changing, but you're like 0 for 2 giving Dan Lanning any type of, well, really 0 for 1, and he manufactures the rest.
Yeah.
This is a guy that will manufacture talking points for his football team. Okay, so now you just feeding him? But it's Gundy. That's what Gundy does.
Yeah.
He also went shirtless basically at his
Yeah, that was wild.
That was crazy. He also went out and redid the "I'm a Man, I'm 40" commercial.
Yes, he did.
Which has been a big hit for Oklahoma State fans. I want to bump into an Oklahoma State Cowboys fan. I just want to know, like, what do they think about Mike Gundy?
We got to go pretty far away from here to do so.
I would imagine. Maybe one day.
I don't think I've run into one Oklahoma State fan in my life. I've seen a couple Oklahoma fans. Oklahoma State, not as much.
I was blown away. How about Idaho State being a closer spread than Oklahoma State? Did y'all notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Did not notice that.
Bro, it's like a 27.5 point line in this football game.
Oof.
Oklahoma State must be a putrid football team in the eyes of Vegas.
Man.
Yeah. Idaho State went in there. Remember I mentioned it last week. It's 26.5 point line. Last week, Idaho State. Mm-hmm. This week, 27.5 Oklahoma State coming to town.
Yuck.
Vegas knows something that I don't know. Vegas must know the pregame speech. It must have got the script.
Got the script leaked.
Yeah, it must have got the script.
By the way, I think we have Super Chubs to hit.
We do, but I got one more thing I'm watching before we get to Super Chubs. I'm very, very curious to see what that vibe is like in Tuscaloosa this week.
Ooh.
Dude, I saw $8 tickets.
$8 tickets. I'm very curious hey, you know what really set me off last year? Memphis, week 2, we got folks showing up with bags on their head down there at Doak Walker. Don't be that fan base, Tuscaloosa. Show up. All right, because if y'all start fading, the whole thing gonna fade. All right, so show up, show out. I know it's UL Monroe, but it's okay. Go get that $8 ticket, man.
You added that extra M one again.
I did, didn't I?
You did.
Man, I'm gonna wear that sucker for like a good 10 minutes.
You're gonna do a whole episode in it at this point.
Probably. All right, let's get to these Super Chubs right quick before we pay the bills with the ads. Let's go all the way up to my man, Jay Chastain. Been watching for years. Best ball knowers out there. Thank you for making my work commutes worth it. My man commuting at night? Hey, I used to work at night. I actually kind of enjoyed it. As someone who enjoys a good nap during the day, if you're a nighttime, like night shift worker, you're getting a good snooze from 2 to 4. Ooh, and it just hits. You just sleep from like 8 to noon, wake up, get you some food, watch a couple of Netflix episodes, cash back out 2 to 4, and then wake up, go to work. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Shout out to him, Jay Chastain, going up on the board. Is that correct?
He is already on the board.
He's already on the board. Of course, should have known. Should have known. Certified ball knower. Austin Peay, think he's already on the board as well. Finally back and able to consistently watch the show again after finishing OTS, military training. Hey, probably shouldn't do that because I'm not a man of service. Thank you for your service, Austin Peay. These past few months, luckily got done right before the season. Keep crushing it, boys. Shout out to Austin Peay. My favorite are the people who leave us during the offseason, come back and be like, whoa, what happened to my small little under-the-radar show? Who are all these people in this chat?
It's a lot bigger. What's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on? Exposure. Exponential growth. That's what's happening around here. Appreciate you guys for that.
In the offseason.
Yeah, just grinding it in the offseason. Speaking of grinding, guys, I'm on them sleeper picks all offseason. All right, all season rather. I'm going to be out there trying to get in that big time payday. Shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. All right, if you haven't checked out Sleeper, you need to today. Want to give them a quick shout out. The #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. On Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts. Share with your friends and get rewarded together today. Use promo code Brooks on Sleeper and get 100% match or deposit match up to $100. Again, that's promo code Brooks on Sleeper to get 100% deposit match today up to $100. Sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. Now, this is about the time where I screen share and give you a play. But my screen share app ain't working. So here's what I'm going to do for you today. and I don't think they want me to tell you this. Hey, these college quarterbacks, they're under on total yardage, or excuse me, rushing yards. It's an automatic one of your two that you got to get here. All right, so run over there to Sleeper today. Use promo code Brooks. Get 100% deposit match up to $100. Take an under like I did on Iowa's quarterback, total rushing yards, and you're halfway there to a big-time play.
It's gonna be you in jail for me. I got to write an article.
What happened?
A certain former Bulldog just got ejected for spitting on a player.
Oh.
Ooh, let's play a guess here. Who's playing tonight?
The Eagles and the Cowboys.
Who's on offense?
Did Jalen Carter just spit on somebody?
Jalen Carter just spit on Dak Prescott.
Oh, my gosh.
That was quick.
First play of the game.
We'll talk about this in the local hour, but hey, there's something about defensive players every once in a while. A little unhinged, just a little unhinged. I mean, Aaron Donald trains with knives in the offseason. They don't really, there's the screws a little bit loose. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he must have said something about his mama spit on him.
Something, I don't know. Probably doesn't take much, though, for Jalen Carter.
I mean, the Missouri offensive lineman found out.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they
Missouri
did.
offensive lineman found out. I think there was a Ram that found out pregame.
Yes.
Jalen Carter about that life.
Yes, he
about
is.
that business. Okay, so, yeah, probably should be spitting on folks, though. Bill Romanowski made a career out of it, though. I feel like Romanowski was on TV for a while just because he had spit on that one dude that one time. Hey, we talked about it last night. It's getting real hot out there in Tuscaloosa, and we're curious what it's going to look like this weekend. What we failed to talk about last night, which I think is the most intriguing talking point about the Kalen DeBoer situation right now, is this buyout clause and how this is structured. Guys, have y'all read this? This is great reporting from Andy Staples.
I watched a video on it.
Chris Lowe. Down. This is a great little tidbit about this, because normally these buyout structures are like real lump sum, like real daunting financial stressors on these programs. So it almost inhibits you from firing these guys because you don't want to give them $63 million to leave your program immediately in one lick and then be upside down financially for so long because you just got rid of a coach that didn't work out. It's different. This contract is unlike a lot. I mean, maybe there's more of these. We just don't know about it. But guys, this buyout is monthly paid out. It's $70 million over the extent of the contract life that he gets a monthly stipend, essentially, to not be the football coach. This is not $70 million to leave. This is $200,000 a month moving forward, whatever the payment is. It's like paying two football coaches. This is just, this is not going to make them cash stricken. Mm-hmm. This ain't a big deal to let this guy go.
No, it's certainly like we always hear about, Alabama's not going to front the $60 million right now. They're going to have to get through the first few years. If they turn around and they're 6-6 or you're, 5-5 come November, Kalen DeBoer is getting fired and they're not thinking twice about it, and they're not going to lose that much money off of it. Like you said, it's just a couple $1 million a month. Wow. It's not a lot to a university like this. I'd
almost say, though, it's like maybe you would just be better off, though, still paying it up front. In my opinion, dude, you're going to be paying monthly payments for the next however long.
It is a cash flow thing, Jonathan.
I understand that.
Now, I don't mean to dust off the masters in business over here, but they run a financial bottom line business, and the idea that instead of paying $70 million up front, I get to spread that out. Yes, financially, it tremendously lightens the burden. I mean, you have a mortgage. You understand this.
Yes, I do.
Imagine instead of having to buy your house with a mortgage, you had to buy your house with the actual upfront cost. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if I had the money to do it, I would do it.
I don't think you would.
I would.
Still got to be able to buy groceries. If it made you cash poor, it would not be a good financial decision.
But what I'm saying is, if you have that money available, I'm not saying just like do it because you feel like you should. Like, don't just go scrummage it up and do it. I'm saying and not saying that Alabama has the ability to do this either.
Yeah, I don't think any financial department's got $70 million laying around.
So, don't get my words twisted here. I'm not saying that Alabama has the ability to do this or anything like that. But what
working over there.
But what I am saying is that if I had the financial ability to do that, I would. Just go ahead and cut ties.
Yeah, we got an NFL game going on right now, so I guess some college football folks are watching that. I get it. NFL's king, all that good stuff. Watch us during, as a secondary screen option right now, because I'm sure whoever's calling that NFL game is probably doing a bang-up job. But you should probably listen to this instead because we got college football this weekend. And college football is king. I think college football has replaced the NBA as the second most popular sport.
For sure.
I think TV ratings would bear that out. Now, I don't know if college football people do a better job lying about their TV ratings than the NBA does. Maybe that's at part. But 16.6 million for Texas and Ohio State. I think outsized the NBA Finals.
I can check that for you.
I don't want to be 100% positive on that, but I'm pretty sure. Will you fact check that on me? But I just thought it was very interesting, that biostructure, because it just makes this thing totally different in terms of the discussion here.
Here's just one bullet point. The average viewer figure over 6 games was 7.5 million, which is a 51% decline from the previous year.
So even if they did the previous year's numbers, still not meeting a week 1 matchup between two college football programs.
No.
So there you go. College football is not king, but college football is prince. College football is prince here in the world of American sports.
College football is king to me. That's all that matters.
It's king to this network.
It's king to us. It's king to the 300 people in here. The 400 almost of this.
I mean, it's king to the fact of whether or not I'm going to be able to feed my children. So that's good. It's king to me. It's what I worship. I worship this year college football and this year Lord. So there's that. Rate the predictions?
Let's do it.
I don't feel good. I feel good about one prediction this week, which means I'll probably miss it. But, hey, if my Cyclones disappoint me and Matt Campbell going to have to duke it out, and I think he's going to win. I ain't going to lie to you. I don't know much about Matt Campbell's background, but he seemed like a tough, gritty guy. Seems like he'd also have the reach. Seems like a lanky dude. I don't know how big Campbell is, but if I had to eyeball scout Matt Campbell, 6'3", 205, good reach on Matt Campbell.
I don't know if you can. Let's see.
Matt Campbell height and weight. Give me a Google on that one.
6'4".
Ooh.
Hold on. When he was playing, it says he was at 284, so I don't know what he's at now.
Yeah, no, we've gotten thin.
Yeah.
Hey, how about the eyeball scout on Matt Campbell right there?
Not bad.
Not bad.
I am confident also on the Iowa State game, or at least I think I am. I feel that way about it, but it's not the game I'm most confident about. But I just, again, like kind of going back to this discussion of, I think Rocco Becht has been very impressive this season, and I hope he doesn't get overshadowed too much by the other quarterback talent in that conference. But those guys deserve love too. But I think the idea that Iowa State has one of the better quarterbacks in that conference, I think could go a very long way for them, because that defense, as we've seen over the past couple weeks, and certainly in that Week 0 matchup against Kansas State, it ain't nothing to play with in that conference for sure. They got the defensive linemen to really hang with anybody.
I believe we're all in the Cyclones here.
Yeah, I'm feeling confident in that, honestly, but these rivalry games are always finicky for me. If I had to rate it out of 5, I'd give it a 2 point. No, I'd give it a 3.5.
I got it at 4.99.
Oh, wow.
And the rivalry thing makes me want to back off of that, but
I went 4.5.
I just think the Cyclones actually have an offense.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes a difference in football.
Iowa's quarterback threw for 44 yards last week.
48, and he was, I think,
8 for 12.
8 for 12 for 48 yards. Yeah, it was obviously check downs into zone, and then they ran the piss.
We are playing Stone Age football, man, out there.
Yeah,
still.
Yeah, it's coming up in my final thoughts. I'm going to literally remind the Hawkeye State that the forward pass exists.
We've had triple option teams become modern football teams now. Yeah, Iowa, no sirree.
Still can't figure it out.
No sirree.
Can't figure it out. They out here handing offensive coordinators like, I don't know, $800,000, $900,000 a year.
Oh, what was
Can't figure out offense.
The stat on Ferentz where if he averaged more than 25 points per game, I think it was 2 seasons ago, then he got a raise.
Yeah.
I believe that was the stat.
Basically, if you are slightly above putrid, we'll give you a raise.
Yeah.
And
if not, we'll fire your son.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Hey, but he plays good defense, got good offensive line, and he'll produce a tight end every once in a while.
Puts dudes in the NFL.
Just keep his job. Honest to God, if you average 8 wins at Iowa, you get to keep your job. I don't care how you do it. I don't care how boring it is. I don't care how much of a joke it is. I don't care how much we all punch the bag on it. If you win 8 games a year at Iowa, which I think is about his average, you get to stay there. Period. Mm-hmm. Kansas, Missouri. I predicted Missouri to win this football game.
Let me go last.
And I got it at like a 2.76. I don't know much about either of these football teams because they didn't do much week one.
I put it at a 3.4. I picked Missouri to win this game. just kind of like maybe a little over 50% feeling that Missouri is actually going to win this game, because I don't know that Kansas is actually that great of a football team, especially like when you look at the losses that they had last year. Like, this is talking about the Kansas Jayhawks losing like 5 or 6 NFL football players. That's pretty significant in my opinion, and like two like good defensive players on top of that. It isn't just Devin Neal, and it isn't some of the other pieces they had in that offense. So I think that I favor Missouri more because I rely on their. I feel like I can rely on their defense a bit more in this matchup. But with that said, Jalen Daniels has this propensity to just catch on fire every couple games, and this might be one of them. It could be one of those games where Jalen Daniels looks unstoppable.
Look, I'm on the spoon. I'm not going to lie. I'm not proud of it. I've tried to avoid it for a long time. I didn't want to be on it, but at this point, I have no other choice. It's calling me. I believe in Kansas. I believe in Kansas in this game. I don't care that they've gone 1-5 in road games. I don't care that Missouri was undefeated at home last year. I'm putting this at a solid 4 for me because nothing in life is guaranteed.
Somebody grab the Narcan. He's back on the Jayhawks.
Man. I'm ashamed. But you know what?
I'm gonna have to revive this guy. I would rather,
I would rather go down on the Kansas ship than stay on that god awful Kansas State tag. I can't believe I picked them to win the Big 12.
Yeah, y'all were riding Avery Johnson. Dude, that's a little wild.
I don't know if I'd say we were doing that.
I don't know if I was doing that. The team as a whole, maybe.
I felt
one
like
player specifically. No.
You know what? I'm very proud of this show for not once having a conversation about the dad and the brother fighting.
Oh.
Until now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really...
I don't have a take on it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Not my place to have a take on it, I don't think.
Could you take your pops?
I could...
No.
Now? Yes.
Right now. Could you take your pops?
Now,
No.
yes.
I think I could take my pops.
There's something weird about old man strength.
Now,
dude. Dad's...
My pops hit me up when I was about 17 years old, and I think he's still got one good one left in him. Shout out Toby Keith. I don't think I want to find out if it's mine.
No, I would not want to fight him, but...
Yeah.
I have the height advantage on my dad, but he's a stout dude.
Pop's always going to have crazy advantage over son.
Dad's
always.
strength is crazy.
But I feel like, did Dad win that one? Was Pops, who was on full mount control in that? I didn't pay attention.
It was very interesting. Watching it back, it's like...
Someone had top.
I mean, it's a scrum. Oh, my God.
Man, all right. This is why we didn't talk about it.
It's one of those classic bar fights that immediately goes to the ground. You got 5 people trying to pull them off. No one really wins that.
Next game.
Great.
Ole Miss at Kentucky.
Mom's watching right now and is talking to Dad like, hey, your son said he can kick your ass. So I might get a phone call here in a few minutes.
That's all right.
I'm having a rough night, man.
That's all right.
You said Ole Miss, Kentucky?
Yeah.
This is the game that I feel the most confident about, in my opinion. Like, I can, as much as I want to, as I've talked about, like Ole Miss going on the road and Lane Kiffin's offense not really traveling very well, and how Kentucky gave them a matchup last year and beat them last year. I still feel confident in the fact that Ole Miss's offense is just going to be able to prevail in this one, because Kentucky's offense, like, it felt like everything is very difficult for them, and I just don't know if they have enough offensive firepower. Like, at least last year, while your quarterback situation was shaky, you still had Barry and Brown and you still had Dane Key. Like, you still had 2 good wide receiver options of that offense that you could rely on. I'm not sure that they have that this year. So I think that Ole Miss is indeed going to win this football game. I think it might be by a pretty wide margin. I put it at a 4.8.
He's calling me.
Oh, dang.
I'm not answering it.
You're not taking that live right now?
No, I don't want to.
You need to step outside?
Nah, it's all right. You know, I'll take it live. Hey, I'm on air. Can I call you back? All right, I'll call you later. I'm sorry, I love you. But yeah, no.
First you pick Kansas State, then you say you can whoop my ass. Is that what I heard? That's funny.
No, but going back to this Ole Miss Kentucky thing, the entire reason that we've all kind of like, ooh, it's Kentucky, is they beat them last year, and there's always something weird going on in Lexington. That can't be a catalyst for why you think this is going to be an interesting game. On paper, Ole Miss is better, and on paper, we all think Kentucky's pretty bad. I'm going to 4.5 for this. I don't think that there's much chance for Kentucky.
My not putting this at a high 4 or even close to a 5 is pure off of Lexington, Kentucky, Ole Miss first year starting turnovers. That's it.
Yeah.
But I got Ole Miss, and I got Ole Miss covering, and I got it at a 3.0 out of 5.
It does make you want to hold back a little bit on it.
I just know too much. I know too much about Lexington. I know too much about Kentucky. I know too much about the history of this conference to just think that it's guaranteed they're going to go in there and roll.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And we don't, I think it's our first look at what Ole Miss's at least defensive line looks like. Kentucky's going to try to push them around.
Yeah.
That's the game plan. Run the ball. Shorten the game. Let's move on to our next one. Our last game of the show in terms of rate the predictions. Michigan at Oklahoma. Guys, I got this at a 0.01.
Yeah, this is easily the one I feel least confident about.
The more I watch film, the less I feel good about Oklahoma. But this is Mateer, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're an Oklahoma fan listening to me today, Mateer is going to be a guy all year long that I can't figure out. I don't know why it works. I don't know why it's his playmaking it is, which I'm just going to ride it as he is a special football player. He's just a special guy that you just can't try to figure out. You can't put him in a box, and you just have to let him play free and enjoy it. And I think that's what, I'm banking on this week is just he's going to make his way into a win over Michigan.
I picked Oklahoma to win this game, and I put this at a 2.5. I think that Brent Venables' defense is worth the 2.5, and that's all I'm basing this off of. I think that his defensive mind and what he's shown the ability to do against other football programs in the past with this Oklahoma defense, and again, like I mentioned, like that Oklahoma defensive line is good. They got some big dudes up there. They got SEC bodies. I think they're going to be able to compete with Michigan's offensive line, and just kind of what Venables, I think, is going to do. I'm kind of projecting what he's going to do, and this is based on what he's done in the past of just mixing up looks. I think he can make some havoc and make life pretty hard on Bryce Underwood. But other than that, I still don't feel that confident in it because I don't know what Oklahoma's offense is truly going to look like against Michigan's defense. And Bryce Underwood very well could be that good of a quarterback and could show out on the road and defeat the Oklahoma Sooners. But still kind of confident that Oklahoma's going to get the win.
Yeah, we always talk about how styles make fights, and these are two teams that are basically styled up perfectly to go against each other, and I don't know what's going to give or what's not. I went with Oklahoma as well, like Jay was, simply because of Brett Venables, because I trust that defense more than I would trust a freshman quarterback going in and actually making things happen. But I could absolutely see Michigan winning this game. I'm going to give this a 0.5. I don't feel confident in either pick.
If Michigan goes in there and he balls, we got to start talking about Michigan as a real playoff team. For real. On Sunday. That's what will probably lead or be one of the leading things we talk about. But if it's the other way around, I don't know how I feel about Oklahoma. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Oklahoma's got to go through a damn gauntlet after this. This is just one of many. Michigan, we talked through the schedule last night. Like if Michigan gets by this one, they're a playoff team probably. Like they're going to get through the schedule at worst 10-2.
Easy schedule.
They're going to get through the schedule at worst 10-2 if they win this football game. So if they win this one, we got to sit here and talk about, hey, they're a playoff team. And if we got to talk about that, and he throws for 3,600 yards, we might be talking about a true freshman in New York. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's dominoes after this for Bryce Underwood and the hype train, and it's going to be earned if he goes out there and balls on Saturday. So I just don't know how to feel about what it's going to ultimately be, though. All right, that's Rate the Predictions. Let's move into one of our favorite segments of the week. Unless it doesn't happen, boys, it's Thursday. Take your shots like this one right here. Hey, it's Sneak Week. Okay, Sneak Week, week 2. All right, got a bunch of mid-majors coming to town. Got a bunch of conference games next week. Got a bunch of people looking past their competition. Got a bunch of noon games where college football players think they're going to be pounding the Bud Lights after the football game. Watch out. At least 2 mid-majors take down Power 4 football programs this weekend. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
I like that one.
Way to kick us off there.
Also, a good little tip of the cap to the old Bud Light commercial.
Man.
Georgia Tech has Gardner-Webb this weekend. This is not where you think it's going, probably.
Watch out for them Bulldogs.
Different Bulldog, maybe, not these Bulldogs. I don't know that what Tech fans really think about Aaron Philo, but I think a quarterback controversy sparks this weekend in Atlanta, Georgia after this game because we talk about it, man. Haynes King, he beat up at this point in his career. So I think that you're not going to see a whole lot of him in this football game because it's going to be, hey, you're the starter. We know what you can do, but we are not going to have you get significantly hurt and cost you multiple games down the stretch this season. So we're going to throw in some Aaron Philo, let him get some reps. I think Aaron Philo throws for over 200 yards in this game, has 2 touchdowns, and people are going to be starting chanting, Philo, Philo.
Ooh, I like that one, J-Lo.
Heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
Stop the track. I'm riding the mid-major trains. Hey, did y'all see them Kennesaw State Owls last week give Wake Forest a fourth quarter sweater?
Dude, that was a
little 10-9, little disgusting slop fest
game.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, Indiana, the Owls are coming for you this weekend. Kennesaw State pulls off another near upset. This time they get it done. Owls roll over the Hoosiers. You heard it here first, because it's gonna happen.
Ooh,
I like that. J-Lo, you and me had a pretty embarrassing take early on in the season for the Big 12 champion and representing the playoff. We said Kansas State Wildcats would be doing so. That's not looking very good. Got beat pretty handily by Iowa State. Had a very embarrassing Week 2 performance. I am officially off Kansas State. But you know who else had an embarrassing performance? It was actually Week 1. You know who else had an embarrassing performance? The Troops. Army. Dang. Lost to Norfolk State. Did you see that Instagram video of what they were doing in the locker room?
Disrespectful to the troops.
So, in my ways to, support the troops and get their get back, as well as to punish Kansas State, Army is beating Kansas State this weekend. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Bro went from, I think you're going to make the playoffs, to I'm rooting for your downfall.
That's what you get. That's what you get for embarrassing me 2 weeks into the season.
And came back from Ireland looking like some slop last week.
Disgusting.
I also had Army upsetting Kansas State on my list. I am off the Kansas State Wildcats. I'm sorry. That's on me, man.
You guys are real loyal.
You guys are
real loyal.
Whoa. I'm on the spoon. You can't say I'm not loyal.
That's correct. We probably shouldn't make that a thing.
Maybe not.
Put a big Jayhawk head and say, I'm on the spoon.
Jeez. All right, well, I'm
on the rock.
I guess I'll deliver my last one since my second one got taken right there. I, too, am riding with the troops this weekend against Kansas State. You're out of your mind if you didn't think I was going to bring up a G5 football team in this segment, but this is not about my Toledo Rockets, but it is about one of my preseason top 5 G5 football programs heading into this season. I teased yesterday, and today I'm officially predicting this to happen. Pop open the champagne bottles, Tennessee fans, because UCLA is going down. UNLV and Dan Mullen, stock is up after this weekend, taking down the Bruins. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
That's unfortunate, because one of my final thoughts on the night tonight was going to be a blatant reminder to the common college football fan that UCLA is really bad. Okay, so if UNLV does do what he had just predicted, which I think they will, it's not because UNLV is like some super freak mid-major program, which they're pretty damn good. They're above the rest, but UCLA is really bad. If you didn't know, you didn't watch that 11 o'clock game on Saturday night, because they're bad.
Yeah, it was very bad.
My turn?
Nope. Blake Chafin going to be the mayor of Starkville after this weekend. Blake Chafin going to have a political career started for him this weekend as he takes down my Arizona State Sun Devils.
Oh, my God.
And breaks my heart in front of 48,000 fans rolling the cowbells out there in Starkville. It's probably 62,000. No offense to those folks in Starkville.
I do not know.
You heard it here first. Blake Chafin pulls off the upset, which is really like 6.5 points. It's not that much.
Yeah, spread is not much.
Last season, Vanderbilt stymied Virginia Tech's playoff hopes in Week 1 by defeating them in overtime, I believe. This week, they travel to Blacksburg and a pseudo-redemption game for the Hokies. But guess what? That will not be taking place. They're coming off of an embarrassing loss to South Carolina. Had them in the fourth quarter, but just couldn't hold on. Ended up losing 24-11. Guess what? It ain't even going to be close this time. Vanderbilt, 3-score victory over the Hokies. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
I'm all out.
I'm cashed out myself.
I had one stolen.
All right, I got one more. I alluded to this one in our prediction confidence. We're all talking about Kentucky, Lexington. Oh, Ole Miss has to go in there. Austin Simmons might turn the ball over a few times. Could get ugly. I'm not calling that. Ole Miss destroys Kentucky. Like 20-point victory destroys. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen. That's my final shot. I'm calling it.
Me like it. That was bold. It's bold. Final thoughts, boys. I wanted to add this in on a Thursday right here. This is your opportunity to let a fan listening today know going into their big matchup this weekend, this is the last thing that you told them. All right, the last thought they have, for example, this one right here. Oklahoma fans listening to me today, for every 7 great throws and great plays and flash plays that John Mateer makes, there's going to be one potentially catastrophic miss or forced football or bad mistake. Okay, it's a live and die with this guy. Now the great news is every day I think he gets better, and every day I think 7-1 becomes 8-1, becomes 8.5-1, becomes 9-1. But let's hope you get through these growing pains, which you got offensively in the run game and with him, all right, and making some mistakes. Let's hope you get through these growing pains before the big time matchups start, and you get through this one with a dub, which I think is possible.
I didn't want to
go ahead, Dale.
I didn't want to spoil this number that I pulled during our conversation about the Ole Miss versus Kentucky game, but I do think that we're going to see a slow start from Ole Miss on Saturday. I think this might be a bad Kentucky football team, but I can't ever remember a point in time really where Mark Stoops' team didn't play sound defense, and I think you can bank on that still on Saturday. I think it's also worth noting that Mark Stoops is 6-6 in SEC openers. He lost the opener last year to South Carolina, which means he's due. That's not me saying, though, that Kentucky is going to pull out this win, because I have Ole Miss winning this game, but I do think that there is a great chance that this is a very tight football game going into the second half, and you see a very competitive Kentucky football team against Ole Miss. Maybe there's a late pull away from Ole Miss, but I still think that you're going to see a typical hard-nosed Kentucky defense on Saturday, and it's going to give Ole Miss some problems.
Love to see it.
All right, this is one I've been hyping up all week long. I've been very, very staunch on this. Kansas, if you want to go into a now SEC rival and beat them in a home environment, which they did not lose last season, you have to run the football, especially against a team that gave up, I think, 160 rushing yards to Central Arkansas State or whoever it was. Devin Highshaw is your key to success in this game. It's going to be what makes a difference, because nothing stymies a crowd more. Nothing slows the team down. Nothing makes a home environment and less daunting than being able to consistently run the ball for a clip. Take the air out of their sails, make that crowd quiet. That's going to be your path to success. And if you can do that, I fully believe, and I'm saying that you will, beat the Missouri Tigers.
I'll stick on that football game while we're at it. I think a major key in that matchup game, or in that matchup, guys, as is always when you play Missouri, that wide zone concept. We talked about it last night with the key to it's going to test your team speed. It's going to test your gap fits. It's going to test, honestly, whether or not you prepared for it and how you prepared for it. It's very different than most wide zone schemes, right? They're going to cut you down on the backside, so you got to be able to balance that or limit that explosive run nature, because if they're explosive on the ground, Missouri normally wins football games. That's, if they're that's normally every team, but they work or pride themselves on that wide zone concept. I want to circle back while we're here, or while I got the microphone, to this Oklahoma and Michigan game. I think it comes down to two factors for me. Can Oklahoma run the football? If they can't and become one-dimensional, that's going to be a tough night, in my opinion. And the other thing, can Venables trick the youngster? Can Venables actually get to this guy, whether it be get him on the ground or whether it be get him and trick him as a young quarterback, which I think is very, very possible.
I'll stay on that game with you. I want to prepare Michigan fans for the potential of you seeing a lot of John Mateer in the run game on Saturday. Yep. Didn't see a whole lot of it in their week one game, that being Oklahoma, but I think you're going to see it, because I think if they are going to open up the run game and they're going to help their running backs out, it's going to be by making you respect John Mateer's legs, and it's going to be design runs. I'm not talking about John Mateer scrambling around making highlight reel plays. I'm not talking about that. It's going to be, this guy had 184 ground attempts last year, I believe it was, for Washington State. This is a guy that loves to run the football, and he's really good at it. I think Oklahoma's going to utilize that. So don't be shocked if you see that. If you see a lot of QB run on Saturday, just go ahead and prepare yourself for that.
All right, this final thought isn't necessarily about a game outcome or a prediction for, or even a key to a matchup, but I do want to talk about Arch Manning really quick, because I think that this has been built up now because of how poor that performance was against Ohio State. Everyone's talking about how he's got to have a get-back performance. This is going to be one of the shake-back. This is where he's going to show that he is the highly talented, ultra-processing, generational talent that everyone has believed and hyped him up to be. And it's going to mean nothing this week. Aside from another catastrophic performance, and then you really need to have serious conversations, he can throw for 300 yards, and it doesn't mean anything because it now is going to be against, hey, you've looked really, really good against bad competition, and against a good competition, you have not proven yourself yet. So even if Arch Manning throws for 300 yards, even if he looks like the Heisman prodigy, even if he looks like the savior of football that everyone wanted him to be in the offseason, this game won't necessarily matter for that. You've been pondering over there for a minute. I want to know what's going on.
You'll find out. I want Darian Minster to ball so bad. We already talked about it. I want him to ball so bad, man. I'm rooting for him so I could bring the tape to the world on that one. Another reminder as we wrap up our final thoughts segment. Hawkeye State, listen to me now. Come close. The forward pass exists, specifically you, Iowa. Like, I think my boy Rocco going to be able to toss that thing on Saturday. But, hey, Iowa, the forward pass exists. Test him a little bit. Hey, worst case scenario, you turn it over. But you guys average like 38 yards a punt anyway, so just drive it downfield. You know, do the old Penn State media guy thing. Just, hey, you ever think about just dropping back and throwing it up? Iowa, go ahead, man. Try. Yeah, worst case, PI might be your most explosive play of the day. 15 yards. That's a prayer for a chunk play for Iowa.
How much time do you think Iowa spends at practice of teaching their wide receivers how to track a football?
Do you think they even have a 2-minute drill?
Probably need it out.
Do they do routes on air?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think, how often do they practice catching a deep ball?
I think Iowa's mantra is if we're down more than a field goal,
it's over anyway.
4 minutes to go, we've lost.
We're good.
Pack it up, boys. We didn't do enough to win in the first 54 minutes. We don't deserve it. It's over.
We're a 54-minute football program.
If we don't win by then, we're not coming back.
54-minute football program.
It's over. There's no.
If we're not up 2 scores with 54 minutes in, we're cooked.
You know what's going to be funny now? They're going to throw for like 300 yards against Iowa State and make us look like idiots.
The day Iowa throws for 300 yards, I'll come on here, I don't know, and paint a Hawkeye on my face.
Live on air.
I will do a tattoo-esque Hawkeye on my face.
The good news is
the day they throw for 300 yards and win a football game. They have to win. Okay, and 300 yards and win.
Okay,
I will put a Hawkeye like lick and stick tattoo on my cheek.
Are there any Hawkeye fans are even going to hold us accountable for that?
No, we will hold ourselves accountable.
I will. Okay, are you kidding me?
We will hold ourselves accountable.
True.
Okay. The final thought that I have going into this weekend is when you click on this Virginia Tech Vanderbilt game in between commercials for the Michigan-Oklahoma game, unless you're a side screener like me, which I think a lot of you are, you got dual screens. We'll have this one on dual screen. And pay attention to this because it's something that I was very impressed with Virginia Tech last week of. I thought they did a great job mush rushing Lenore Sellers. I didn't think Lenore's had a lot of opportunities to just get out of the pocket and run all willy-nilly all over the football field. I think they're going to give some legitimate problems to Diego Pavia. I don't think that Vanderbilt is going to be able to utilize him in the run game like they typically do in a lot of their games. So I think that Virginia Tech is really going to be stout in the run game against the Commodores this weekend. And like, no disrespect to Pavia, but he isn't Sellers. And Sellers had some great plays on Saturday or this past Sunday. I just don't know if Diego Pavia is going to be able to create those.
About some Tyler Sinceri. About some Myron Roll.
Oh.
About some Steven Garcia. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How about some Mount Cody? Talk to me. How about some Will Greer? You know what I mean?
Some Will Greer.
Bro, Will Greer's high school highlight tape. Oh, my God. Dynamic.
There was a point in time where people thought West Virginia was on the come up with him.
Amen. Hey, he was a 5-star Florida commit.
Yes, he was.
I remember he played for Florida for a while.
Yes.
You got any others?
I have one.
I know. How about some Pharaoh Cooper?
Pharaoh Cooper, baby.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
That's what got me thinking about Steven Garcia.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Some great names on those older South Carolina teams. Jadeveon Clowney gets all the love, or like a Marcus Lattimore.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Talk to me about some Pharaoh Cooper,
good.
man.
Too good.
Great name, though. Are we doing names? Or
No. Just like, you're a ball knower.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah, nobody mentioned the Darius Geis one yesterday.
Yeah.
Quickly fell off. That dude ran all over the SEC, got in the league, and then just didn't pan out. But, man, he was a dude.
Chat's remembering that Myron Roll was indeed a brain surgeon, indeed a brain surgeon.
Yeah.
He was a Rhodes Scholar. Went over to England and studied during the offseason one time and was an All-American safety.
Jeez.
Yeah. Some guys got it all, you know. Mm-hmm. Hey, we got a whole nother hour coming up right now. It's our local hour. Some say it's our best.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog?
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back for another hour here on the Film Guy Network. Don't spit on me, but we got a good 55 to an hour left on this national hour.
We want to
our local hour. Yeah, let's open there. I mean, guys.
What the hell, man?
I mean, everybody knows Jalen Carter's a little unhinged. I mean, it's kind of what makes him him.
Yeah, true.
To be honest with you. Guys, I can't tell you how many times... Like you Georgia fans listening today, y'all have some of the best beat reporters in all of college football. Especially how hard Kirby Smart makes the job. To actually become an insider at that place is impossible. Your football program is covered really, really well. But do you know how many times they had to ask guys to leave practice? I'm not talking about Jalen Carter, but this happens in college football all the time. These players are relatively unhinged, particularly when they're 19 years old. Okay, so this was a thing with Jalen in terms of having to make sure he is calm down, son. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's all good. And then, you get to the league and there's probably not too many guys that are telling him what to do.
It almost corresponds into his play style.
For sure. Again, it's not it's a negative. You have to be able to conduct yourself in society, but defensively, I don't want people who are hinged. I want unhinged human beings. That's what I want.
There's maybe 3 or 4 plays in a game where Jalen Carter is going to turn it on, all gas, no brakes, and he's going to make one of the craziest plays you've ever seen. And then the rest of the game is going to be him knowing that he's really talented and he's going to play football. But those 3 or 4 plays that you get of, oh my gosh, that is a terrifying human that just did that.
I'm sure you didn't spit on anyone, but did you ever do anything dirty in a pile or anything like that?
No. I was always on the other end of it. The nuts being grabbed. I started wearing a visor because people were poking and eye gouging.
Yeah. I was a pincher.
I never really talked a lot of trash.
No.
Even when I was on winning teams, I never really was talking a lot of trash, which you would think is... most people I think would think I would be, but no, never was. I wasn't a dirty player though. The dirtiest thing I would do is punch nose tackles with my offhand right as the ball was being snapped. But only 6 or 7 times before the white hat would come over to me and say, "Hey, you do that again, I'm gonna give you a personal foul."
That's fair.
But yeah, nose tackles the first quarter of football games wanted to fight because the first thing they'd get is just a stiff arm right in the face mask coming off the line of scrimmage. I guess you would say I was a dirty cutter because I would show you hi-hat and then bite your knee. Because you give a defensive lineman a hi-hat, they're immediately cueing pass rush. You give them a hi-hat and then bite their front side knee. That don't feel good. So yeah, other than that, no, not very much so a dirty player.
Is pinching dirty? Is walking
pinching nads?
No, taking the back of the arm, dude.
Who's doing that?
I used to do it all the time.
I'm not gonna say what I want to say about that, but
dude, have you ever had someone pinch the back of your arm?
You're a pincher?
It was fun.
Just say it. That sounds so emasculating. I was a pincher on the football field. Excuse me, what?
Watch.
File an HR complaint.
No, dude, when you had your gloves on,
yeah,
you can get the back of their skin on and just rip that shit. Ooh. And then there's nothing the ref can do about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to hit that super chub right there.
Yeah, College Football Predict says, watching since 2021, the show inspired me to develop an industry-leading college football prediction app in terms of money line and against the spread accuracy. Released on the App Store last week and already have 700 plus installs. CFP Predict, 2 weeks free. Hey, you know what? This is a good little marketing plan right here from CFP Predict. I don't know how many opportunities you get to just pay $20 to get me to read about your company.
Yeah.
That's what just happened right there. Hey, I mean, you're a listener since 2021. You've been here for a long time. And it seems we're an inspiration. That's pretty damn cool, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might need some apps created for me. So if you have the ability to like code and develop apps, it's great. You got good gambling advice, but like, I could be of use for an app developer right there. That's pretty crazy. Good on you, man.
What would we do on our app?
I was more worried about what would we do with an actual talent, like being able to do something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we just talk. It's not a talent.
To an extent.
We're pretty talented.
I mean, this takes talent.
It takes some talent. Don't think you can just up off the street do this one. Where are we even at?
We're still
even gotten
kind of introing the local hour.
You know what I want to start with here on the local hour? It's loaded. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Where I want to start with is continuing this, and we may have hit it into the ground. This generational quarterback conversation, right? Generational talent. And where a player like Jared Curtis fits on this spectrum, if you will. He's in it for me. That is a generational talent.
From what I've seen, it's hard to say he's not in it. I mean, the arm strength is there, absolutely. Again,
for your recruitment standpoint, not to cut you off, Kirby, it's simple. He is a once-in-a-generational talent from the standpoint of he is the most talented thrower of the football you have signed and will play for you in the last 20 years. It's been 20 years since Matt Stafford was on the field in Athens. This is it. This is supposed to be the next one. And I'm not going to take straight from Jeff Sentell, but Sentell is a friend of this network, a friend of this program, a friend of mine. And from what I heard from Jeff last week, going up and seeing him in that overtime win, there was a level of competitive character that was tremendous amounts on display last week, which that's not that we're wondering about that, but those are like some of the categories left from what, and this is a conversation we didn't have in the national hour that I wanted to save for this one, which is how do you go from generational talent to generational great? How do we bridge that gap? All right, it's things like this. It's, do you process and retain information? We'll find out about Jared about that in the first 15 practices during bowl season. How much can we give you right now? Can we give you the full slate? If I give you all this information, are you going to be overwhelmed, or are you going to be able to retain it and be able to regurgitate that when I test you on that, right? Hey, can you process the information and retain it? That's number one. Do you see the field? Like, do you see the field and read defenses? Okay, just because you got the playbook doesn't mean you can see what's happening in front of you in the required time that it makes to make good decisions, right? Do you lead men? I think that's an important thing that quarterbacks need to have. Are you a leader of men?
Necessity. It's
a necessity. You're right. It is a required trait to be great at this position. To go from, hey, he's a generational talent to he's a generational great. Did you lead men? All right. Do people follow you by nature? Are you obsessed with work? Do you like this? Are you obsessed with this? Do you like this because you're good at it? Or do you like this because you are inherently obsessed with it? Do you wake up every single day just can't wait to get after it? I want to know that about you, right? Will you get any physically better? You're 6'4", 225 pounds now. You throw it better than anybody we've ever seen. Is there a way for you to physically get better, right? Is there untapped potential there still to be there? How do you handle failure, right? I know it's all like cliche stuff. How do you handle failure? Because you're going to go like Arch Manning. Arch Manning's going through this test right now. He just failed massively in front of a bunch of national audience, in front of 16, almost 17 million people. First Take's talking about him. How do you handle failure? That's a massive one as well.
I think another one you can add to that is, how do you perform when the lights are brightest?
Yeah, pressure. Failure and pressure. How do you handle those things?
Because I don't want to do the thing, but AA Tennessee football is slightly different than what you're going to get when you play in the SEC. We've seen that time and time again. So how do you perform when it is the most pressurized environment you have to be in? So all of those things are obviously going to be answered within the coming years of when he arrived on Athens and all those things. But as far as talent goes, it's hard to deny he's not the most talented thrower of the football that Georgia's not signed but got in the last 20 years.
I guess to the benefit of Curtis, though, in this conversation of the Georgia fans and the local beat might talk about Jared Curtis as this. I don't know that you're going to get a whole lot of national talk about Jared Curtis being one of these. I don't even see it right now. I don't see people talking up like Jared Curtis, member of the 2026 class, going to be the next one. Like, you don't see a lot of that. Like, you see the highlights put on Twitter, you see the Instagram videos and all that stuff, and people know he's good, obviously, because he's a 5-star quarterback, one of the top players in the country.
Is he
but
still consensus?
I don't even know if he is.
I have no clue.
I'll look it up. Keep talking.
Yeah, I don't even know if he is.
He doesn't have this hubbub about him other than from our space.
Yeah, and I'm not comparing him to what Arch's situation is because you can't do that. That's such an anomaly. It's not fair to do that. But typically when you get one of these top guys that has a strong arm, can throw it all over the place, like I think Bryce Underwood was talked about like this last offseason during his, or not offseason, but during his high school football season, his senior year. So to his benefit, you're not going to have that kind of not clouding you but not overhanging you when you get to Athens, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. And just because of, again, the talent is there, but if you can, like we've all talked about, if you can harness that talent into greatness and you can lead the quarterbacks, not to say anything negative about Georgia quarterbacks in the past have been successful, but I think it's fair to say as a prospect, Jared Curtis is probably more talented than the Stetson Bennett's, the Jake Fromm's, the Gunnar Stockton's, the Carson Becks of the world. If you can harness that into greatness, man, you're going to be a very, very good football team.
So he's fourth at the quarterback position on 24/7 and 11th overall. You know what I love about the merger and Shannon Terry owning all of college football media is that I don't have to do the rivals thing anymore. I don't have to do it's just go to On3 and type in Jared Curtis, and he's second overall over there, or second quarterback, fifth overall there.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's convenient on me, and I ain't never once trusted or looked at ESPN's rankings. Until they hire me.
Never have missed an opportunity there.
Buddy, until they hire me to fix that joint, they just get to be laughed at.
Honestly, though,
does the rest of the common fan not look at them and say they are an inferior ranking service?
Oh, yeah. Nobody talks about them when it comes to
they don't even claim them anymore.
Yeah.
Except for when you're watching an ESPN high school football game. That's it.
ESPN will do it when they're talking about the ESPN 300.
So I don't. I shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't make those jokes. You're right. I probably shouldn't, but it's the reality. It's how the actual fan goes about their business.
Honestly, with all this talk that we have, might as well be a good segment into our nostalgia tape for the week or the evening.
Yeah.
Would you like to see it?
Let me get it pulled up.
There's no sense in trying to bury
nostalgic tape.
Yeah, there's no sense.
You don't want to bury the lead here?
There's no sense in trying to bury the lead here. It's pretty obvious. It's a quarterback. It's a very talented quarterback that had a very, very good arm. And I'm interested. I want you to be honest. How would you have rated this guy if you were recruiting during the time, or if you were covering recruiting during the time that he was coming out?
Whoops.
Ooh. A little audio on this TV today.
Do you want me to tell you who it is? Because, I mean, I don't even need to tell you who it is. You're going to get it on the first play.
Yeah. I mean, it's if it's a talented thrower, it's probably Eason.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, here you go.
I mean, and he looks like he's already playing for the Washington Huskies, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All right. I remember this tape. Now, nowadays, Kirby, this first clip, I would have been like, uh-oh, because we're leaning heavy left on the spine right here. Now, I know we're floating. We're like super heavy left. You know how I am. I'm a rotational guy by nature.
Throwing that in the opposite direction.
Yeah, no, that's goofy. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have liked these mechanics.
Really?
Yeah. No, that's a seed. I don't know. It's a little bit long, some, and some it's like... But I also don't... This is that weird transition of how we train quarterbacks and how we teach quarterbacks.
Linear versus rotation.
Bro, we're still high. Look how he's holding the football. We're still high and like real here. It's just different than how we teach guys nowadays, which is to kind of, hold it a little bit down here so that they can get into that full rotational turn.
I mean, we're coming up on this footage is 10 years old.
Yeah.
God, I'm old.
See how we're holding it like right here almost? Mm-hmm. It's just, this kid would, especially coming West Coast, he would be looking like all these other kids nowadays.
The arm strength was certainly there, though.
Oh, buddy, there's no doubt. I mean, he lived in the league for 6 years because he could rip it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
I mean, this one's good, too.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt he was an elite physical talent. I wouldn't have gone generational here, though.
All right, we'll have this discussion. What stops him from being a generational talent, in your opinion? Compared to a Jared Curtis or...
Bro, this looks like mechanically, this looks like flashy AJ McCarron.
Ooh.
You know, but he's got way more juice.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I don't. The generational thing for me, I don't want to get caught up in spending the whole time throwing this word around. To me, it's you know it when you see it, man.
That's fair.
I know it when I see it. I knew it when I saw Caleb Williams. I knew it when I saw Caleb Williams. This guy is one of the best throwers of the football I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So it has nothing. It's why I want Aaron Murray to actually throw against me.
Oh, here we go.
Man, we hadn't had this one in a minute.
Hasn't.
It's why I want it to happen. He'll always duck me, and he'll keep ducking smoke. He's got no chance now that I actually got rid of the tire around my belly. He's got no chance. I will smoke him. But do I know how to properly read whether or not they rolled 4-3 in the middle of the game? And hey, that means now I got to rip the seam instead of do this, and I'm going to go be the all-time leading passer in SEC history. Hell no. But can I spin the pigskin? 100%. I got witnesses.
You can throw the ball well. Certainly true.
I mean, what? 2%? 2% chooch over here.
Man, we're just playing all the hits now.
Yeah, we are.
What is this, 2023?
Something like that. No, but he's in that mix. Speaking of in that mix, hey, do we got any folks in the chat from Albany, Georgia tonight? If you're from Albany, Georgia, I need you to go ahead and stand up in the chat right now. I need you to stand up in the chat, and I need you to wake up tomorrow and run over to our friends over at Bill Thompson Tire Service. They're family owned and operated, serving Albany, Georgia for over 50 years. Come see Billy and all your automotive and tire needs, or call them at 229-435-7753. Again, that's 229-435-7753. Mention this ad to either Kathy or the homie Billy at the shop, and they'll put you in a monthly drawing for a collapsible UGA cooler up to $50 value, one person per entry. Woo! Shout out to Albany, Georgia, man. I need a new set of wheels. I need some new shoes. I'm gonna have to. How far Albany from the studio? We're gonna have to figure that out.
Only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out. Shout out to Albany, Georgia. Shout out to Bill Thompson Tire Service. Again, family owned and operated. 229-435-7753.
Always use some cheap tires, man.
Hey, honest to God, if you're if you own a local company that needs marketing, all right, we are about local businesses. We are a small local business. That's what we are. We're an independent contracted company. That's what we are. All right. So if you want to use our platform, all right, if you are a friend of our platform, a listener to this network, and you want to get in on the action, brooks7711@gmail.com.
There it is.
Someone say I'm getting good at this. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Differences this week and last week. I got 5. I got 5 differences.
Any OLIs or just 5?
Nope, no OLIs. Oh, OLI number 1 is Austin Peay, not Marshall. Here we go. 5 reasons this weekend is a much different football game than the weekend prior. Reason number 1, Tennessee is next week. That's why this one is much different than last week. You don't got another tomato can. You don't got another mid-major next week. You got Tennessee on the road in Neyland. Lots and lots of folks from Tennessee up there screaming at your face. Okay, so with that being said, we got to get through this week against Austin Peay. Get comfortable, all right? Stay concealed. How can we get comfortable offensively while also not showing Tennessee something? That's important this weekend, all right? Got to stay concealed. Dominate, but be conservative. You got to find this fine line this weekend. It's a very, very important thing. Dominate, but stay healthy. That's reason number 1 this weekend is different. Reason number 2, we know Austin Peay. Nah, I don't know Austin Peay. I wasn't out here grinding Austin Peay tape this week. My apologies. You will get a What to Expect episode next week. It's a big football game. But they know who Austin Peay is, right? Last week, they didn't really know for a fact who Marshall was. You could go study offensive coordinator previous stop. You could go study defensive coordinator previous stop. And you could get an inkling about what they were going to be. But it was still an acclimation period to start that football game last week. We know who Austin Peay is on tape. You ought to be able to profile him, and you ought to be able to attack him, okay? So go do that this week. Be a little bit more aggressive to start the football game because of it. Number 3, hey, got to find the best 2. Got to find the best two. Got to find the best right guard available. We don't know if Juan Gaston is going to be available this week or next week. We don't know the severity of that injury. We just know he got an ankle. Okay, the Lord gave him two. One of them's hurt. That's all we know right now, all right, about Juan Gaston. So, with that being said, Daniel Calhoun, Michael Unai, somebody got to take it. Somebody's got to be the best of available at that position at right guard. Same thing is to be said about the right tackle position. All right. Hey, we don't know what Ernest Green's back's going to do. He got a back. He got a spine. All right. So we're going to find out whether or not he's healthy, whether or not he got some stiffness, whatever it is. Ja Jackson, Bo Hughley, somebody better be the best of you two coming out of this weekend against Austin Peay, because Lord knows lower back tightness, back flared up, whatever that is, that could happen at any moment. So we better find out who the best of the two is at both of those positions. Number 4, same thing can be said. I think Ellis Robinson and Daniel Harris get another start this weekend, because I think they're punting that conversation. I think they're punting that hard decision, as they should in the world of college football that we are currently in, right? In the climate of college football that we are currently in, I'd be punting hard conversations too with regards to you're the starter, you're sitting on the bench today, at least for a couple of possessions. Maybe they make that decision this week. Maybe Dalen Everett starts and we make a decision between Daniel Harris and Ellis Robinson. But if the decision isn't made, somebody make it for them this weekend. Somebody make it undeniable this weekend, because you got a tough one next weekend. Number 5, hey, it's Gunner's second true start. And I think that is different, right? Last week, a lot of nerves, a lot of butterflies. Go out there. Hey, we're going to beat the brains off this team. This week, it's about confidence. It's about going out next week and kneeling and feeling like we're ready to go.
I 1,000% agree. That's one of my differences, I think. I think last week it was so apparent and so obvious that Georgia came into that game with the mentality of, we are going to run the football. It doesn't matter how we do it. We are going to run it down your throat, because that is an emphasis and identity that we are going to have this season. And they very clearly made that a point, to the point where there were even some groans in the press box like, man, I would love to see them actually take a shot here with Gunner. No, well, I don't think it was him. But anyways, I think that you're going to see some more of these shots, because we just talked about it. Next week is a big test for you, and it got even bigger just judging by what that team put on tape for you. You need to be able to push the ball down the field with Gunner Stock. You need to make sure he's comfortable in doing so. You need to make sure these receivers are warmed up to do that. Noah Thomas got 1 target last week. I think Colby Young had 2 or 3. You need those guys to be warm and ready to go. So they're going to try to be much more multiple in the offense this week.
I think that one of the differences for me is I think you will see a different starter at corner and at safety. I think Kyron Jones got this start next to KJ Bolin last week. I think you could see somebody else there. Maybe you see Adrian Maddox get the nod this time, or one of those guys. And then I think you might see DeMello Jones get the start next to Daniel Harris this week. That would be my opinion. Just switch it up a little bit, put different guys in different situations. See, is someone going to be a better starter than the other? In terms of actually starting the game, are they going to be better as an opener, or are they better as maybe a spot player going into this, especially in your week 3 matchup? So I think just to put some guys in different situations, I think you'll see 2 new faces starting at those 2 positions.
I think another way they're going to be different is the way that they're multiple on offense. They did a lot of things and threw a couple of wrinkles into their offensive schemes. We saw it. We watched it on tape. They're doing a couple of different formation things, hiding Dylan Bells here, doing offset tackle to where Oscar Delp is running wide down the sideline. I think they're going to do a couple more of those things just to give Tennessee that much more to prepare for. So that way that Tennessee's not only worried about certain things, but then there's more by the time the game comes around.
Is Jackson Calvin on the board, ladies and gentlemen? I don't think that name has been written on that board. Also, there was a Twitter.
Yes, I was going to let you know at the end of the show if we didn't get to it.
Let's get to both of these. Let's write both of these on the board right quick. We got my man Jackson Calvin. And what was the other name of that fine gentleman that is now a certified ball knower?
Chris Westbury.
Chris Westbury and my man Jackson Calvin. All right. Hey, watch yourself tonight. All right. Just watch yourself.
Yeah, easy with the camera angles there.
You got a long foot lift, though. That's the key.
Jackson Calvin. And Dwight, what was it?
Oh, dang, I already exited out of it. Give me 1 second.
Come on, dog.
Sorry, forgot about the football brain. Chris Westbury.
Chris Westbury. Shout out to Chris Westbury, a new fan of the show. Is that Barry or Burry?
Barry.
Shout out. Shout out to all those folks. Remember, $20 Super Chub will get your name up there on that there board.
Continuing with some of the differences, I think you're going to see more of Elo Mendozi this weekend.
Yes.
Hello.
I didn't even like doing that. I don't even know why I did that.
Come on, man. Because you're a teammate. That's why.
I know. That's why I did it. Got to do things you don't like sometimes. But I think you're going to see more of him. I think you're just going to see some increased usage of him because I think you have to remember, too, of like this is a transfer guy. This isn't a guy that has been here for almost a year now. So kind of getting accustomed to things. So I think you're just going to see him like a little more here, a little more there. Next week, you'll see some more of him. So this week, I think you'll get a better look at Elo Mendozi.
I think you're going to see a much bigger usage of Dylan Bell in this game because Tennessee got torched by him 2 years ago in Neyland. He hasn't necessarily become the forefront and the offensive weapon that we thought he was going to be coming out of that game. If you can show Tennessee on tape that, hey, this guy is still very much integrated in our offensive system and we make plays for him, you need to worry about him. I think that this is a great opportunity and a great week to do it. So I think that's what you're going to see a little more of.
I think that, though, like... Or don't show him anything. Don't show him anything that you have with Dylan Bell. Like, make it seem like, oh, that guy that killed you guys a couple years ago when they went to Neyland, he's a non-factor. Putting that in air quotes. He's a non-factor for us now. We got other wide receivers. And then when you go up there, oh, they got all these packages worked in for 86 that we didn't know about, that we weren't prepared for. And now he's on the verge of killing us again this year. I think that could be a good idea as well. But would like to see him be like, get him some more touches, though, to get him more comfortable. You know, as we talked about, like, didn't get a whole lot of end arounds last season because you had other guys that you're giving those to. Just get him some more reps there. Like, get him in those situations again.
All right, I'll go ahead and add on to this one. I think you're going to see more of the tight ends. I think Oscar Delp, Lawson Lucky. The benefit that Georgia's offense has this season is there's so many weapons that can be effective on it. You have to worry about the wide receiver groups, and there's a talented deep run of that. It's not just one or two guys. You have to worry about the running backs because they're going to make an emphasis of running football this year. You got to worry about the quarterback now. Oh my God, he can run the football as well. And by the way, let's wrinkle this, and we have an Ethan Barbora, Lawson Lucky, and Oscar Delp. All three really, really good tight ends that have shown that they can catch the football and become weapons in the passing game. I feel like that's what you're going to kind of see Georgia try to introduce this week as well. My theory on this, and I agree with you, is like maybe somewhat hide them. I think the approach that Georgia's going to take is just give them so much that Tennessee doesn't know what to prepare for.
I mean, you already give them so much to prepare for. Like, even after the first game of, we got to worry about Gunner's legs. We got to worry about the number of running backs, not only the number of running backs that they use in this offense, but the different style of running backs that they have in this offense. Like, you have to know who's in. Like, you have to, like, if Cash Jones is in, you have to be expecting some type of pass, what he's going to do out of the backfield. Nate Frazier has a different skill set than Dwight Phillips. Same thing for Chauncey Bowens. And then even in the wide receiver, I'm like, you have so many different skill sets there of like, we got to know where one is because it doesn't matter where he catches it. He might take it for 70 yards against us. You got two big body X's, and then you also have all the tight ends. Like, you throw so much already. So I think even this week you could be even more vanilla almost than you were last week because you've already given them so much. But you guys kind of already hit on this one, but I'll just kind of reiterate as well. I think you see a bit more aggressive Gunner. I don't think you're just going to see him unleash it. I don't think you're going to see him ripping it downfield constantly, but just a tad more aggressive.
Nah, I'm telling Gunner Stockton as we walk out of the tunnel. Okay, I'm Gunner Stockton, or I'm Mike Bobo, I'm Brandon Streeter. I'm pulling him off to the side. I'm pulling a Bill Parcells. I'm going to grab him and I'm going to say, son, if you don't throw an interception today, I'm going to chew your butt out. If you don't go out there and play your brand of football, I'm mad at you. I'm angry. If you don't go out there and play like the most confident human being on the planet, testing your wits, I'm mad at you. So here's what we're going to do as an offense, Gunner. We're going to get you a nice 14-point lead. And then I want you to go out there and figure out what you can and cannot do. And then what you can't do, we eliminate. And we don't do it again the rest of the year. This is our last chance to figure out what we don't have preseason. We don't have opportunities like this. And I'm not saying Austin Peay is a lesser than, but they are a lesser than. All right, so if I am the offensive staff, I'm spending all week pumping sunshine and rainbows up in the number 14s, you know what, and telling him he is a god. And he's going to go out there and do a UAB Stetson Bennett performance. And we're going to ride that to 4 racks and a great offensive season. That's what I'm doing.
I love the way you're thinking. And
it just ain't happening.
Well, not even that. I agree with it for the most part. I do think you have to be careful in those type of pep talks because you give that to Gunner and he's going to try to truck a linebacker.
No.
And all of a sudden,
compete from the pocket, baby.
That's fair. Make sure you put that emphasis on it because it's like you're
rip that sucker,
dude. No one can stop.
I said throw a pig, not a truck stick.
You know what?
If you tell him to play reckless though and play your brand of football,
you're right.
Bro's gonna be seeking some contact.
You know what though? I would like to see Gunner truck over a linebacker this weekend because then all those defensive players, when they're watching film, are like, oh, this guy wants contact. We might draw ourselves a 15-yard penalty in the future. We hit him with a slide. Oh, hit him in the head. 15 yards that way. I mean, you know.
And you know what? Go sit your butt in the back half and the second half, too. You ain't allowed to play because targeting's stupid in college football.
Just saying.
That ain't just a free 15. That's a we'll see you later meet.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The final one that I have, though, for what I think will be different, got to see some early action from Talon Taylor. Unleash some CJ Wiley this weekend. Give me some CJ Wiley this weekend.
I felt like I was still orange, didn't you?
No,
it did seem a tad orange to me.
Is this correct? No way. Shout out to Brooks for always pronouncing my last name correctly. Can I get on the board? Generational Network. It's from Billy Abstance. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I think but I think he's being sarcastic.
Oh.
How would you pronounce that?
I don't know.
Abstance instead of abstinence?
Billy, comment the phonetical spelling.
Yeah, give me the phonetical spelling.
And we'll write that on the board. The phonetical spelling.
Billy Abstance going on the board.
Let's go.
Just aura farming the super subs. Billy.
Careful with that leg.
Shut up. Abstain. It's right behind the television. I think you can still see him.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. We're good there. All right.
He says you nailed it.
Hell yeah. Before we get into Lesson Doesn't Happen, you already got mine. I want to promo, promo would be the word. I want to promo, look at those Daisy Dukes, bro. It's 5-inch inseams. If you out here wearing anything longer than 7-inch inseams, you a lame, cuz. Got Friday Night's Mike tomorrow. We're going down to Langston Hughes for an absolute slobber knocker between Douglas County and Langston Hughes. Probably going to be about maybe 20 Division I players on the field.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know Douglas County has a bunch of them. I'm not sure about Langston Hughes, but I know they're a really good football team, so I know that they got some as well.
Yeah, Langston Hughes got a tight end that was committed to Texas A&M. I don't know where Xavier Tiller, will you Google that and see where he's at now? I don't know if he flipped to Florida or wherever he went, but SEC commit there. They got a Miami of Ohio quarterback commit, Darnell Kelly. They got a bunch of football players.
Florida State.
So there's a lot of reasons outside of just Georgia fandom to be watching tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of names that are on college football Saturdays very, very soon. So there's that.
3-inch inseam.
Whoa.
I didn't know they made those.
Bro, you out here in a banana hammock.
Yeah. You got to be ultra careful.
You're going to fall out.
Dude, you got to be you got to cross your legs when you sit down.
It's going to fall out. It's crazy.
It is, dude. 3-inch inseams.
That's insane. But yeah, we got Friday Night's Mike tomorrow. It's going to be a good time. Johnny White and them boys from Douglas County going to come over to Fairburn and take on the Langston Hughes folks. So it'll be a good one. Unless it doesn't happen, boys, what do you got for me? I already went on the Gunner Stockton going to light it up. If you don't throw a pick, I'm mad.
I'm gonna back you up on that. Gunner Stockton lights it up by way of 3 passing touchdowns. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen. I know that sounds kind of high, but if you think about it, the way they run the football in this game, he's probably not going to play the majority of the fourth quarter. He's damn sure not going to be throwing the ball in the fourth quarter. So 3 touchdown passes within 40 to 45 minutes of play, that's a high number for Gunner Stockton.
This may not sound like a crazy prediction, but I think considering the team, I think it is. Raylan Wilson has 2 sacks on Saturday. Hey, they already cheated him out of 1, all right? He should already have 1 sack in the stat sheet.
He's on my team.
I don't know what happened, but apparently that one didn't get counted. Raylan, I just want you to know it counts in my stat book. We counted the sack, I believe, for a fantasy update. I just want you to know that. I was a fair stat keeper for that one, even though I took a big beating. I made sure to give you the points that you deserve, and I want to make sure that Raylan gets the ones that he deserves. But just seeing on film that we've been working on it. We've been working on the pass rush. Super excited to see what he does on Saturday. Give me 2 sacks.
2 sacks. I like that. You got any others, Brooks?
No, you seem like you just moved the camera to do something.
I was just going to go to the fantasy score, but
No, you can. I mean, you moved the camera. Let the folks know this scam fantasy.
That was a bit unnecessary.
I'm just reminding
bro.
the people, dude.
That was a tad unnecessary.
That's a beating right there.
Yeah, I don't really appreciate that.
Are we doing
Thank you.
cumulative score or week to week?
We do both. I mean, cumulative is just to see like how great your team was the entire year, I guess. It doesn't really mean anything, but always good to track, you know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, Jay. I was just trying.
No, it's fine. I mean, you were gifted with the control of the camera, so you get to do that.
Gifted.
Give me a little nut for 100 yards purpose. All-purpose 100+ yards. Give it to me, peanut.
My goodness.
That is getting so clipped.
I stumble over it every time. I can't quite clip
It's
far.
just the
Let's try it again.
give me a
Let's try
little
it again.
nut.
Here we go.
Right. Ready?
Right. Give me a little nut for 100 yards plus, all purpose.
There you go. Only took twice.
I don't even think I cleaned it on that one.
No, it was good. It's the amount of P's that you got to go through. The 100 yards, all purpose.
Little peanut.
Little peanut.
I would like to follow that one up since you were talking about a running back.
There's so many messages being held for review right now in chat. Thanks, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, there's like 15 of them right now.
Shout out.
I'll let you sort those out while I give this one. You mentioned Dwight Phillips going for 100+ all-purpose yards on this weekend. I think you're going to see Georgia get a 50+ yard rushing touchdown this weekend.
From Lil Nut?
It could be any of them. It could be Nate Frazier. It could be Dwight Phillips. It could be Chauncey Bowens.
I mean, but if you had to guess on who was going to bust one.
I would rather not. I'm just going to say that any of them.
I got to say, this is the worst nickname in the history of Film Guy Network.
I think it's awesome.
God dang it, Jordan Hall.
I love watching Dwight Phillips play football.
We got folks spending real money personalizing jerseys like that.
Dude, I saw that.
Don't do that.
Don't be putting a little nut on a jersey.
Gotta be honest.
I'd rather you like buy a cake with my face on it and convince your wife to have it at your wedding than do something like that.
Oh, I've seen, that won't be the worst jersey you see in Athens. There's some vile ones there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 50+ yard rushing touchdown this weekend from the running back room. Don't know who.
I have a very specific unless it doesn't happen. Nostradamus. Right now, you ready? Lock in. Ethan Barbour, touchdown reception off play action out of the eye.
Oh,
you heard it here first.
Like maybe a little. Well, no, I don't even want
a little slip into the flat.
Your prediction. All right, what you got, Kirby? You got any more?
Like what they did for Jalen Carter in the heavy.
Little slip in the flat. Little arrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, talk play action to me.
I like it. All right. We've been talking a lot about the running games. Dwight Phillips going to have 100 all-purpose yards, 50-yard touchdown, all of that. I'm talking passing games today. So Kobe White and Talon Taylor are each going to have a reception of 30 yards or more in this game.
Ooh.
Gunner's going to be chunking it, and it's going to be the guys that you weren't expecting it. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
Speaking of chunking it, Zachariah Branch passes over the 100-yard mark this weekend.
On how many catches?
Give me 5.
Ooh.
Wow.
2 more than last week.
20 a touch?
Yeah, man.
Ooh,
Dude, he had 3 for 94 last week.
I know.
I think it's very legitimate.
Hey, give me his backup, Zacoby White, with a tutty this weekend. Get 18 in the box.
Oh, we got 2 votes for Zacoby. We love that.
Or 30 yards or more.
Yes. And they hit them both.
I like it.
Double leg parlay right there.
There it is.
Could you imagine hitting that on Sleeper, the payout on that? Oh, my
man.
Lord.
I'd be checking that one out if I could.
Would too.
Yeah,
I'd be using promo code Brooks.
I'd be creating a sleeper account and using promo code Brooks to see if that's actually a line.
I would definitely be a sign up like today immediately, especially if you told me all I had to do was use promo code Brooks and I'll get 100% deposit match immediately up to $100.
You mean I put $100 in and they give me 100?
That's what deposit match means.
Man.
Yeah.
100% investment?
I mean, just all you have to do, Kirby, download the app on the App Store, use the promo code Brooks, 100% deposit match.
Wow.
Up to $100.
That's it.
Definitely got to do that before the weekend.
Yeah.
I think this was one of our... I'll go ahead and transition us because I think that this was certainly one of your favorite segments from last year, or you took advantage of the segment more than anybody. God. Sunday's headlines today.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what you cooked up this time, baby.
Oh, man. I forgot to do show notes on this one.
Oh.
Ooh, all right.
Well, great.
I got it right now. Hold on. Headline. Doomsday Dog Fan says Ryan over Gunner. Fans eviscerate him. Deletes Twitter account.
Why are you talking like a slam poet, dude? What the hell was that?
Well, we're writing headlines on a newspaper.
Okay.
You've obviously
Well, you
never
took
seen
up the
Parks and
whole
Rec.
front page.
No, I didn't.
Obviously never seen Parks and Rec.
Didn't watch that show, honestly.
Both of y'all failed.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, at least we actually did the segment. First one I have.
Sir. Cuidado. Okay? Good Lord.
First one I have. And look, I cooked this one up because I thought me and you were going to be matching energy right here, all right?
Okay.
Georgia governs the Govs. Stockton
Ooh.
shows out.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Are they the Austin Peay Governors?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's getting creative.
He's like,
Mine
I
was-
just need the mascot.
I
Let me
wanted to be more realistic with this one, and I kind of just wanted to not follow the alliteration technique. As fun as that one is, here's what I think is really going to happen. Georgia's air raid awakens against the Governors. Georgia, like we've said, is going to throw the ball more in this game. They're going to try to get Gunner Stockton as comfortable as possible going into Knoxville. I think that's what you're going to see. That's going to be Sunday's headline today.
Puglisi puts people on perks. Dog fans need to be calmed down after elite performance.
It sounded like you said Puglisi.
Puglisi.
It sounded like you said Puglisi.
My boy Pugga putting them on perks. Gotta calm down after this elite performance against Austin Peay.
call that man Pug a 30. Oh my gosh.
Little Pug 30? Yeah. Little Pug 30? Come on now.
There's no better indication that it's a Thursday show than what is occurring right now.
I went a little more just baseline here for this one. Georgia running back tandem proving dogs weren't just talking. You know, we heard it all offseason. Got to run the football. We got to run the football. We got to be good at running the football. We got to get back to running the football. We're going to see it on Saturday. As I mentioned, I'm already predicting that they're going to have an explosive rushing touchdown from one of Dwight Phillips or any of those guys in the running back room. We're going to see it, and people are going to be like, dang, this run game is legit. I think you're going to get a better offensive line performance as well in the run game, and it's really going to take off.
Bobo boxes the bitchers. Bobo puts up 60 against Austin Peay. The naysayers, they let them know.
Is that even...
What if we actually made that a headline?
Bobo boxes the bitchers?
Yeah.
I mean, all y'all bitching, moaning, complaining. Bobo finna put you in a box this weekend.
What would it take for a
national championship, Kirby? That is it. It don't matter if he puts up 50 points per game this year. If Mike Bobo loses a playoff game this year, Georgia fan on Twitter gonna want him fired.
Until Pug 30 gets in there, everybody's like, we good now.
Pug 30? This can't be a nickname.
No, yeah, we can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. Don't take off of that one.
Putting emphasis on Lil Nut is already too much.
Yeah, can't be out here delivering Pug 30s.
You're right.
Do we want to map out how this game's going to go?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't have any more unless it doesn't happen.
Predictions and a map out. Let's
Actually,
do it.
wait, I have two more unless it doesn't happen.
Yeah, let's drag this segment out,
I
dog.
just realized that these were getting skipped over.
Let's drag this segment out. We need to.
All right. We've talked about it. We saw a punt block last week. Zachariah Branch got close to doing a punt return. I'm calling it. First non-offensive touchdown of the season against Austin Peay. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
Hey, I got 2 field goal blocks this weekend.
Two of them?
Yep, not 1, 2.
I mean,
Man.
he's hucking them up from half court now.
You think they get in field goal range twice?
Man, fire Glenn Schumann.
Dang. What happened to the defense, man?
Do you have any others, Joe?
No, I'm all out.
All right, we're getting our first Kirby hot mic of the season. You heard it here first. We've been itching.
It's been too long.
We've been itching for it, man.
It's been too
Just
long.
to see him chew someone out, and the refs might catch it up, and Kirby, a big F-bomb goes all over the loudspeakers in Sanford Stadium. That's going to happen. You heard it here first unless it doesn't happen.
I like that one. Would make the heart feel good for sure.
We can still map this game out and give final score predictions.
Yeah,
We are.
Yeah, no, it's happening.
We got plenty of time.
It's happening. We got too much time.
Do you want to map it out, or do you want us to go first?
I mean, my map out is quick. I think it just says dogs domination again. FPE all over the tape. Georgia rolls 48-7.
I think he's still doing headlines.
It kind of sounded like
still
that.
doing the headlines.
Sounded like you were almost doing it Sunday's headlines today instead of your map out.
I got one entire group of body to absolutely lambaste though here towards the end of this show.
Ooh.
Yep.
How much time do we need to set aside for it?
30 seconds.
Okay, that won't take that long.
Yep.
Here's how I think it's going to go. First drive of the game, you're going to get a few rushes because they always open the game with rushes, kind of pound the rock. Then Gunnar Stockton is absolutely going to take the top off. Play action pass, deep shot here. They're letting people know, hey, don't just let the run lull you to sleep. Don't just think that we're a running football team that doesn't really trust the quarterback and push it down the field. Gunnar Stockton is going to take the top off with a massive pass in the first drive. From then on out, it's going to be your routine thumping. I think Georgia's going to take a 28-3 lead in the half. Sorry, Falcons fans, I know that triggers you. And then for after that, second half is going to be more of the same. Occasional play-action passes to keep the defense honest and put some good things on tape. Ryan Puglisi takes over the fourth quarter, and Georgia wins 49-6.
I think Falcons fans are over the 28-3 thing.
I don't think a Falcons fan.
Honestly, I heard it and didn't even think anything of it. To be honest, wasn't even taken back to it.
That's how that went down, huh?
I seriously did, until you mentioned it.
No withdrawals, no flashbacks.
No, I think honestly we've been beat over the head with it so much. It's whatever, dude. Yeah.
What bothers you more,
Mock us.
2nd and 26 or 3rd and 20?
What bothers you more, 28-3, or the fact that the NFL Player of the Year, Man of the Year, got caught with a Lady of the Night before your previous Super Bowl?
Yeah, but he wasn't alive for that.
Yeah,
but he did kind of lay an egg in that preceding Super Bowl the next day because he was in jail the night before.
Oh, most definitely, for
solicitation.
This is true.
NFL Man of the Year, bro. Walter Payton Man of the Year the night before Super Bowl.
28-3 is just a hard one to grasp because it's just it's almost unfathomable that it happened. The Julian Edelman catch is one that's dude, there was nothing better scripted for that to happen than that play right there. But anyways, I digress. I'll get into my map out. If you think Georgia's just going to open it up some more on offense this week, you're probably going to be disappointed, in my opinion. Last weekend showed me that this team feels like they have the ability to just line up and play, and they'll handle business, and they'll get a very assertive win. I think that's what you're going to see this weekend as well. I think that you're going to see some excitement from the offense, though. I think you'll see several explosive plays from the starters, and I think you're going to get a really, really dominant showing again from the defense. But I think defensively, it's really just going to be more of the same of what you saw last week, other than what I've already mentioned of you might see some new names and some starting roles this weekend. So I think it's defensive dominance. I think the offense is going to open it up just a tad more, but not really anything to be too excited about. Just your baseline. Oh, whoa, he got loose and he took it for 40 yards or something like that. So, hey, kick your feet up this weekend, Georgia fans. Enjoy the game. Enjoy week 2. Make sure you soak it all in because after this weekend, there ain't much breathing room after that.
All right. Those folks he just mentioned can kick their feet up. I need another group of the fan base to listen in real closely. Okay? Issue fraternity goofballs and issue sorority goofballs, okay? Because you're gifted a really good football team. You pay a lot of money and you worked really, really hard to get into a school that has a really good football team. And y'all don't know. It's like y'all have no idea. Y'all don't show up on time. You leave way too damn early, and you're way too focused on partying instead of enjoying your football team. So much so that you have football coach comes into front of a microphone on Monday and criticizes, or at least what he thought was challenges the fan base. And he's got people up in arms because they think he's out of touch. No, he was talking to you. He can't say that, but he was talking to you. He was not talking about the 37-year-old wife and husband and father who have a 3-year-old for the first time at a Georgia game, sweating their you-know-what off, and it's 48-3 against Marshall, so they want to beat traffic. I don't care about them leaving the stadium. I care about you, okay? Mr. Fraternity, Miss Sorority, show up to the Georgia game, scream your face off, and stay till the fourth quarter. Because guess what? The beer can wait. The beer can wait for you, okay? The mixed cocktail can wait for you, or you can be like the rest of us degenerates that learned alcoholism in college and sneak it in your boot.
They also sell it in the stadium.
They sell it now. They sell
it in the stadium.
And I will say, it's also not like the university has just been completely lazy in providing a fun experience. There's been you'll see it when you go this weekend. They've added little wrinkles. They shoot fireworks off, little fire cannons off. When
they do push-up contests.
Yeah, they do push-up contests. They were doing trivia before the game, like things like that to make a game day experience more interactive. The only excuse you have for not staying the entire time, and you don't even have to stay the entire time, but it shouldn't be that when you go to halftime, you're up by 3 scores. I go to the bathroom or I go get food, come back, and half the stadium's empty. There shouldn't be a half-empty stadium with 30 minutes of football left to play, no matter what, no matter how much you're up by. I get leaving midway through the fourth quarter. I get when the backups come in, when the third strings come in, and the game is in hand. You shouldn't be leaving that early. I get leaving to beat traffic.
I don't get the you're showing up 30 minutes late. I don't get the you don't show up at all. There was a section of the sorority and fraternity area of the college, the stadium at Sanford that was completely empty all 4 quarters. Just didn't show up. That's garbage. I'm sorry. I don't have fandom. I don't have that anymore. It's not in me. I lost it a long time ago. I don't know what that means. But to have a ticket to a college football game and not go, I want to punch you in the throat, metaphorically, like figuratively speaking. But that makes me mad.
The funniest part about it to me is a lot of these people will get there 90 minutes before, as soon as gates open, start flooding the student section to get there early and stay there for 90 minutes to only watch 30 minutes of football. That's the most interesting part for me. Like, and then complain about, man, I was in the sun for 3 hours. Well, you didn't have to sit in the front row. It's not like it was doing you much good anyway because you left halfway through the game. But
and it's a 3:30 game. The game's going to end in plenty of time for you to go downtown and have all the fun that you want for the entire night, or do whatever you want. Like, there's plenty of opportunity for you. You don't need to leave at halftime in order to go hit downtown and make sure that you get every last drop of alcohol or whatever that you can. Yeah, it is just Marshall, but it's still a select number of games that you get to go to and that you get to attend to, and certainly a select number of games that you get to go to and attend and watch good football. Like, it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that you're just always going to be good. Ask Alabama fans how that's going right now. It's not just guaranteed that you're going to be good for the rest of your life. One day you're going to look back like, man, that 2024 team was good. I think we kind of took that for granted. Well, maybe you have. Maybe you should have stayed for the entire game and watched them.
Yep. All right. Hey, appreciate you guys being here all week. We had a great week of content, great week of growth. Hey, chat talked about it tonight, and they're misrepresenting the quote. The growth is not linear. The work is. The growth pops up every once in a while. Okay? It looks good in the mirror every once in a while after you got done working out for 3 months. The work is linear. The growth is not. The growth is not exponential either. It arrives every once in a while in exponential facet, but it is not guaranteed. The work has to be. Appreciate you guys for being here. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow on this network. Actually, Saturday morning. Tune in Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, right before game day, and watch Friday Night's Mike. It's going to be a great episode this week. Love you. Bye.